Okay, here we go. This is going to take a lot of getting used to. All right, we're getting somewhere. Good evening, you wonderful individuals. Welcome to my live stream. Well, we're going to do things a little different this time around. So, yeah, Sonic Mania is going to be put on hiatus for a while. We're just going to do a nice little chill stream right here, real quick. But in case you're wondering what you're looking at right now, it's footage of my Wildcard Fighter series, already in the works. So, that said, here's what's going to happen. We're going to start off with this manga series being made. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to hit up Discord for a sec. Alright, Discord. It's game time. Alright. We got a couple of people online today at Discord. I think yesterday, yesterday I did a video on Infinity War. So, also, oops. Now, if you're wondering what I am serving myself, it is baked chicken. A little bit on the crispy side. Timing couldn't be any more perfect. Okay. Alright. So, Okay, and we are back, ladies and gents. So, let me hit up Discord real quick. So, again, this is what I've been working on, Wildcard Fighter, my comic book series. And in case you're wondering, I am working on Chapter 4. Doesn't look like much right now. Well, at least with page 89. But, hot diggity dog. Some things are about to get done. These are gonna be good. Yeah, let's start at the top real quick. To be honest, I suck at creating stadiums, and as you can see, background isn't my biggest forte. I give it as much as a defined look as much as possible. Oh gosh. So, that said, so for any newcomers coming into the stream, I want to say thank you guys for coming. It's great to see you here. I'm Showa60 if you're new. Also, welcome to my chill stream. Now, I may or may not play Sonic Mania this week, but something might get stirred a bit. I might play Sonic Mania, or I might not play Sonic Mania. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna see something come out the woodwork. I might finish up Metallic Madness next week, or try to get the Chaos Emeralds. I'm not very sure, but getting the Chaos Emeralds in that game has been a bit of an annoyance. Either I have slippery fingers, or I just played suck. But yeah. I don't know if you can make this out, but I am drawing the new and improved stadium. I'm drawing the new stadium that the Wildcard Fighter cast are going to be participating in. Well, they're going to be fighting in. Also, Wildcard Fighter is going to be coming out on April of next year. But it's going to be continuing April of next year. That said, now I'm no professional in architecture here, but I'm pretty sure this portion, the very bottom portion, would be a little more defined. I'm getting this wrong, I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's me or I'm just hearing things, but yeah. But yeah, let's make this a little interesting, shall we? Alright. I think we're gonna change things up a bit. So, what's gonna happen here is we're going to request some songs. Unfortunately, due to the nature of YouTube, there are certain types of songs I cannot select. It can't be songs that have vocals in them. It can't be songs from Nintendo. Trust me, I learned the hard way. It can't be songs from your favorite artist, which is kind of sad. Not even J-pop or K-pop, because YouTube is super duper strict for some reason with that. I don't get why, but that seems to be the case we got going on here. And I am just not liking that. And that sucks because I really want to listen to some interesting songs here, but unfortunately they're not gonna let me do that. Not without me losing any money. And if I recall, YouTube is kind of a D-hole when it comes to things like that. Just recently, okay, with that said, I have recently subscribed to this interesting YouTube channel called Baka Proof. And they have a little section called Learn Japanese Through Anime, which, believe it or not, is not a bad idea. One of the many resources I use in learning Japanese, ancient communication language that is Nihongo, through one of many forms of media, and apparently that's what we're dealing with here. I remember correctly, this is the last and final, if I remember correctly, this is the last and final month of November, final day of November, which is kind of sad because I can't use the tickets I won to go to Andretti's, because, yeah, that's a thing. Okay, so what to listen to? What to listen to? Now, anyone, if you have some suggestions on what songs I should listen to, be sure to comment and let me know what kind of song you want me to play. But keep in mind, it can't be something that is not ad-friendly. Alright. So, to the people who are watching, any video game songs you want me to listen to that is not Nintendo songs, because that would suck. But yeah, I call it the calm before the storm for two reasons. One, the level of Sonic Mania that I'm about to play is going to be one of the toughest ones I have ever played. And second, the title just sounds nice. So there you have it. Oops. Wrong tool. Okay. Now we get to the fun part, coloring the hell out of this thing. Okay. Then we're going to rasterize the text a bit. Yeah, I believe that's how perspective works. I wonder what will happen. Okay, there we go. Guess we'll just have to play some form of music to keep it interesting. some of the things I tend to deal with on my channel. It was right there. There was another episode, there was another chapter of Wildcard Fighter that suffered the dreaded copyright claim, which is BS because I didn't put copyrighted content in my songs, in my comics. Okay. So, the one with... So, Chapter 3 was the only Wildcard Fighter chapter to be affected. Yeah, let's not play that song because I don't want to suffer from the dreaded copyright claim. I'm not usually big on putting music on my channel like this, mainly because of copyright problems. Yeah, it's hard to be a YouTuber in this day and age. Either you have to be G-rated all the time, which is stupid. Well, look. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Streamer mode is enabled. Alright, good deal. Thank you for your wonderful opinion of my stadium, even though I still think it looks like it needs some improvement. Okay. Always be the good person and save your progress. Now let's export this again, only this time to test out what will happen if I change it to print size. So, that said, page 89 is complete. It didn't take too long since this isn't truly intended to be put on paper just yet. Maybe in the future, but not anytime soon. Now, you might not see this, but what I'm doing is setting things up for the next page. And what's happening here is I'm going to be setting it to 1 frame, as you will be seeing shortly. Usually when I set the next page to 1 frame, I'm actually going to customize and create my own set of panels. This way, I can create some very unique panels and unique effects for it. So, here's what we're going to do. Okay, everything's set to color, so no worries here. No. Set to 41. I better not chew on this. That would be very disgusting. If why did I even do that in the first place? It bothers me. Ah, damn it. Seriously, I can't really listen to music like I want to on YouTube. Not without YouTube being strict as fuck. So there is a total of what is supposed to be 5 different panels. And we're gonna draw the mysterious guy. I think we're gonna take it to the next level. Glasses. Here's the thing, though, with me and glasses. We don't have a very good... Now, here's the thing about me and glasses. We don't have a very good relationship together. Especially here in Manga Studio. I've tried to work with it. But it's like... No, you're gonna suck at glasses. That's what's going to happen. That's what's bound to happen, and that's how it should be. Oh, what's that? You're trying to master it? Well then, tough luck, buddy. Oh, jeez, I hate when this happens. Thing doesn't want to do what it's told. I mean, come on, buddy. Alright, we're making progress. Okay, I guess while I'm here, I could bring up the mention of Infinity War. Well, yeah, Infinity War is very interesting Marvel movie. Well, it looks interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing it in the spring of next year. Also, Marbeth, thank you for the link. I'll definitely look into that because it looks really amazing, and I wouldn't mind taking a good look. Now, if you don't mind, And what's this? I got me a new subscriber. Talon Cal, thank you very much for your support. Perfect timing. I mean, goodness gracious. God almighty. I think that bumps it up to 209, 210, I'm not sure. But we got ourselves some new viewership around here, so that is incredibly awesome. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay, so, in keeping with things around here, let's just talk about Infinity War, shall we? I know I haven't started off talking about it properly, but, yeah, oh, Jesus Christ, that trailer was so good. I'm glad it was released to the public. Like, I mean, who's psyched for the movie coming out next year? Because I know I am. Dimensional Space Zombie. Hey, welcome to the stream. So, yeah. Infinity War is going to be looking pretty cool. Because we got the Avengers back again. Captain America looking awesome. There's a scene where Vision and Scarlet Witch actually do hit it off. Like, Civil War has already been hinting on that already, so I'm pretty damn looking forward to that. And then you got Thanos, which is showing up, which I gotta say is kind of scary. He's like in like the first Avengers movie and Guardians of the Galaxy. He's like, you see him and he's not doing diddly squat. So then you have an Infinity War trailer and it's like, okay, so he's finally showing up. I mean, in the first Avengers, he wasn't doing squat. In Guardians of the Galaxy, he wasn't doing squat. In Age of Ultron, he was just getting his Infinity Gauntlet, which had no stones on it, obviously. Now, I haven't seen what's been going on with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but damn it, I am so pumped. I am looking forward to seeing what happens there, seeing what happens from there. And, like, seriously, Infinity War's got me pumped. And I know I'm not alone in this, because damn. Now, I'll tell you this much, though. Like, all the hype circling Infinity War at this point is, like, chances are the movie lines for the advanced screening are going to be huge. And I mean, like, freaking huge. Like, dude, you're talking, like, large, copious amounts of people in line. Like, the lines that's going to extend practically all the way to the next state, if necessary, or probably up to the next theater behind or in front of it. I don't know. Like, I don't know, probably like a month or two in, and people are going to be camping out in the theaters waiting for Infinity War to drop. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that's how it is in this generation. Like, after seeing this trailer, you really can't just turn your back on it with that knowledge in mind, with that at all, because, like, yeah. What are they going to do after Infinity War? Are the Avengers their money maker? That's a good question. I'm pretty sure they're going to continue the cinematic universe, or they're probably going to conclude it. But another thing to keep in mind is that Infinity War is 2 parts long. The first part is going to be May of 2018, and the next one's going to be in 2019. So, like, in the meantime, we're going to have, like... Now, even before Infinity War, Black Panther's going to drop, so... I can only imagine how the line for the advanced screening of that's going to be. I mean, it might be a long line, it may be a short line, but knowing that's coming out sometime next year, like early next year before Infinity War shows up, yeah, chances are the line is going to look pretty colorful. And I don't mean that in an insulting way either. I'm just saying that it's going to look pretty interesting seeing how the line for Black Panther is going to be. So, like, did anyone even, like, anyone who is on the stream right now is in the chat, like, did any of you watch the trailer for Infinity War, which was on YouTube, that released yesterday before this broadcast? But yeah, the Inhumans and Runaways. I'm not sure about Inhumans, but Runaways, sadly I don't have Hulu, so I can't really say, so I can't really talk about Runaways. I can talk about the trailers though. Like, the kid's parents are like some sort of bad guys forming a cult or something, is what it looks like, is what the trailer looks like. I could be wrong on that one. Like, I've seen a lot of stuff about the Runaways, but I can't really say much about it. So, yeah. But normally I'm not very big on comics like that, but at the same time, when I do look at a comic, I do have some particulars. My personal favorites being Spider-Man, or Captain America. I know, personally, I think Marvel has done a crap job in terms of comic books and stuff, which isn't to say that their movie lineup isn't all that. Their movie lineup, or how they handle the rights to the movies, is any good either, but when they do make movies these days, they really do step up their game. Like, I've seen, like, how they handle X-Men, especially like how they handle Deadpool. Now, I heard Logan got some very good reviews. A lot of people liked it, so it was like, okay, cool. Now, I've seen Deadpool, and Deadpool was like freaking lit. Like, also, like, since we're on the subject, let's talk about Deadpool 2. Like, y'all saw the trailer where Deadpool was pulling a Bob Ross on us, and he was making all sorts of jokes and references. Now, that was freaking cool. Like, Deadpool dressing up like Bob Ross, and he's talking about all this crazy stuff. And then, like, they cut through to, like, the meat of the teaser trailer. And then they have the theme song for Bob Ross's paint show rolling in, and it's like, oh my god, this guy. Boy. But back on the subject of Infinity War, like, a lot of things have been going on concerning that series. Like, concerning the cinematic universe. Like, everything has been leading up to this point. Thanos has been the Chekhov's gun of the whole universe in all actuality. Right? And safe to say that it's safe to say that Thanos is like done playing around, and he's like, okay, so you guys have been digging around with my Infinity Stone, so I'm just gonna take him back and take over the world, of course. So that's going to be the thing going on here. Because Thanos is done sitting around and he's like, yeah. I mean, Age of Ultron already proved that if you saw the end credits. But yeah, let me take seriously the other form of craziness that is Thor Ragnarok, which, Jesus Christ, was freaking funny. Like, it's good to be back watching movies from the MCU. I might be jumping into spoiler territory, so if you haven't watched Thor Ragnarok, 1, I'm terribly sorry. 2, why you here? Drive your car, take the bus. I don't care what you do. Just watch the movie. How you watch it is your business, but yeah. But for those of you who did, like, what did you really think of Ragnarok? Did you find it funny? Did it suck? Just let me know in the chat, because now, one other movie I failed to see from the MCU was Spider-Man Homecoming. I heard good things about it. Some of it, very few mixed feelings towards it. I really have to watch it because Spider-Man is like one of my favorites. But back to Thor Ragnarok, like, I liked how it started, and I liked how they kept a light tone this time, as opposed to the more serious stuff that they had. Like, the first one was fish out of water. The second one was trying to be dark, but it kind of missed the mark from what I heard. Now, yeah, I can't really say I'm a Marvel fan, but when it comes to like this kind of thing, I can't help but talk about it. Because, like, in all honesty, I'm not big on the comics, but when the MCU rolled in with Iron Man on up, holy crap, I was hooked. It was like, I wanted to know more about it. Like, even before then, the closest I was to Marvel was the X-Men cartoon, for one, the Spider-Man animated cartoon, like, a lot of the cartoons, a lot of the Marvel children's cartoons that came on the air. Now, the thing was, the two Marvel heroes that I was most fascinated with were Spider-Man and Captain America, because where I was from, they were the most those two characters were the most talked about in my kindergarten. Those two were the most talked about amongst my peers growing up in New York. Like, I remember when I was like 5 or 6. No, I was like 5 years old because I was still in New York. There was this Captain America car that we got, but we never got the figure for some reason. It was also around the time that the first Captain America film that I heard of, like the 1990 Captain America film, which freaking flopped of all things, was such a big deal during the start of the 90s. The Phalanx storyline, again, that was one of the things I saw in the X-Men cartoon. But as far as the comics go, I was like, huh. But yeah, the Phalanx Covenant story, I remember seeing the story arc to that during the Saturday mornings. That was like one of the most intriguing ones I've ever seen in X-Men. Like, holy crap. But yeah, another thing. Fast forward to when I was in Georgia, the one time I was introduced to the X-Men. I don't know about that. The first one intrigued me a bit. The second one I didn't get to see. The third one was alright. And if you want to bring Deadpool into the mix, Deadpool was pretty good. Like, we are just straight up Marvel right. Like, we are just straight out of Marvel right now. Whatever happened to these? Oh wait, I haven't watched any of the movies except for Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was alright. I did not get why people hated it. The last Wolverine was great though. See, that's what I was talking. See, that's what I'm talking about concerning Logan, because that one, from what I heard, had some very great reviews and stuff. Like, a lot of people kept talking about how good it was, and I was like, okay, that's pretty badass. Like, I need to hit that up. Like, seriously, there's like a couple of movies I need to watch. Some from the MCU and the others from the X-Men universe. The third one was hardcore. Suicide Squad was also... a lot of people said a lot of bad things about Suicide Squad. I actually found it entertaining. More of a DC person. Okay. Well, that's cool. But yeah, again... Now I'm hearing things about Justice League, which are also parallel, which are so polarized it's beyond me. You've got one side saying that it's hot, the other is like, well, a little more of the majority is saying that Justice League is bad. It's like they're trying to keep up with the Avengers, and it's like, I don't know. Me personally, yet again, I can't really say that Justice League sucks or anything, because all I've seen is the trailers, and the trailers can only show you so much and tell you whether a movie is good or not. Suicide Squad, surprisingly, I came across a Japanese dub of Suicide Squad, so I ended up getting that, because, like, I don't know, out of impatience or curiosity or so. Like, I've only watched, like, during my second run, I only watched, like, the first few minutes of it. Spider-Man going to be in diapers, the next movie. You talking about Infinity War, or... Like, are you talking about Infinity War? Bad cuts, bad timing, bad drugs. It felt like they cut two movies together and they were both mediocre to be... This is why I suck at movie reviews. Suicide Squad had no coherent story all over the place. BVS was also how you say hot. Wow, both of you are just going in on the DCEU right now. It's a joke because Spider-Man is getting younger. That is true. I remember there was a theory. I think one of the actors confirmed it. No, yep. Tom Holland confirmed that Spider-Man was in Iron Man 2. Only during that time he was like around 10 or 11 years old. I don't know. But if we are but back to Suicide Squad. Now, I can see why people don't like Suicide Squad that much, but if we are going to say that Suicide Squad is hot garbage, then I think like the animated version of it was. Yeah, I think the animated version of the Suicide Squad movie, I think it was like Arkham Confidential, I believe it was called. I think that one was a much more superior effort. Come to think of it, I kind of like the DC animated universe a lot better than the cinematic ones. Reactive. Yep. I think that's the problem about being reactive. It leads to a hot mess with things. It's nice though we can agree that the DCAU is better than the DCEU. Because the animated universe, they know... Because with the animated universe, they got great writers for their job. Many of which are responsible for Batman the Animated Series, and I think that's what contributes to why most of their movies are good. Most of their animated movies are good. It's nice to know that we're getting this conversation rolling here. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, me and my brother, we always agreed... If there was one thing we agreed on, it was like, the animated universe did a superb job with how they handled the source material. Now... Personally, I think there is one exception to that I know of that really, really left me cringing, and that was The Killing Joke. The Killing Joke was supposed to be based off the 1989 graphic novel. It got a lot of grief. Now, as far as the anniversary edition came about, it got a lot of grief because of reasons I don't really want to get into. It just makes me sad thinking about it. But there was only one particular thing I hated about the Killing Joke animated movie that bothered me so much was the first act, I believe. I guess what they were trying to do was give Batgirl a little more depth. They were trying to develop her into a much greater character. Because, like, she didn't, from what I've seen or heard at least, she didn't get that much development in the original graphic novel. The most she got was, like, her legs being smashed to bits, her father being tortured, her getting tortured by the Joker, things like that. But with the first act, what they were trying to do was give her some bit of character. And to be honest, I was like, did you really have to do this? But yeah. But let me tell you the real issue I had with The Killing Joke amidst all this. The first villain in that movie and his fucking name bothered me. His fucking name was Paris Franz. Paris Franz. Now, the second half of The Killing Joke was good, but how it started kind of fucked up the movie. Is what fucked up the movie. The first half was what fucked it up. Because they were so busy trying to build up Batgirl and turn the very concept of who she is into a freaking gimmick, it bothered me. And then... But no, the real issue was Paris France. That's what got me tripping. I was like, really? You named this villain that... You guys really named this guy after a... I know you guys could do better. You guys are responsible for the DC animated universe. You guys are effing it up. Man, I was like, come on, guys, do better, please. Paris France was what made me laugh. It's like, out of all the bad guys you could have given Batgirl to deal with, you gave us somebody whose name basically tarnished what he was capable of. Not gonna lie, it's like, I think they were trying to modernize it, and it just didn't translate well. And too much time, not exactly. That leads me to another topic, like modernization of stuff. There is a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. If you try to put gimmicks in it, yeah, Paris, France. What the fuck name is that? I'm pretty sure the poor guy was bullied in school. Don't even get me started on how he reacted to that, either. I don't even want to talk about that. Paris, France. Man, you gotta be crapping me. Fam. Don't even... Not even... Like... Wow. Did they really have to? But, enough of the bullshit first act. Let's get to the second half of The Killing Joke. That was a little more redeemable. See, they did a much better job with that one. Though not as good as the source material they based it on, but it was still pretty decent in my opinion. Like, it's about damn time. Polka Dot Man and Condiment King. You wanna know what I think of names like that? I think they went to some sort of guild or so. They went to a bar. They probably, and if they probably drank some beer and was like, hey, you know what? I think I got a name for myself. I mean, I have these powers, and with these powers, I can take over the world or become the head of the crime ring, or become the greatest criminal that ever lived, the greatest supervillain ever. I think I'm gonna call myself Polka Dot Man. Oh yeah? That's a cool name. Condiment King is my personal favorite. I think it has a great ring to it. And them being dumbasses, of course, they say these plans out loud. First of all, have you guys ever heard of non-disclosure agreements? Second of all, they probably got their asses laughed at. I mean, sure, they got their revenge, but the people who were laughing at them were still winning because they took a massive L with those names. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like cheesy. I mean, I love corny stuff. I mean, if you're not taking it, if you're purposefully not taking it seriously, that's cool. But if you're trying to establish a story or a character as something of a threat, then I think names like Polka Dot and Condiment King will not suffice. And for damn sure not Paris, France. I'm pretty sure that motherfucker was not even in the comics either. Name like that. No, fam. I'll take Polka Dot Man and Condiment King over that ridiculous ass name. But I like the revamp to a degree. But DCU has a lot more heroes than the Trinity: Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Just don't forget Kite Man is Signal Light Man. Not gonna lie. Now, I heard some good stuff about Wonder Woman, and no thanks to social media being a bunch of freaking children, and no thanks to social media having a few grown-ass 8-year-olds arguing about blah 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 yakety schmackety in the DC universe. It kind of ruined me wanting to go see Wonder Woman, which is sad because Wonder Woman sounded like the type of movie that pulled the DC EU out of his ass. Those names. Okay, Kite Man. This sounds like the kind of stuff that'll only work in something that was meant to be taken as a joke. It really does. I like how you guys just like straight up come up with some of the funniest names, especially names that have already been established in the golden, that sound like something that was already established in the golden and silver age of comics. Like, what other ridiculous names are there in the that were in these comics to begin with? I mean, I've heard of some of the most useless heroes and villains, but the names that come with it. Okay, Signal Light Man. That almost sounds like Signal Man. That name I'm most familiar with because that name came from a show that I show from. Oh. Well, knowing me, it's clear what time it is. It's research time. Research time, kids. Yeah, we're gonna go on the almighty internet and talk about and see all these. Oh my god. Alright. Nope. Signal Light Man. Okay. Alright, let's try Kite Man. Now, some of the designs are nice for Kite Man. Not gonna lie. Trusted Wikipedia, let's see. Kite Man first appeared in Batman number 133 on August 1960 and was created by Bill Finger and artist Dick Sprang. I don't know which hurts worse. The name of these heroes and villains. Moving on. Charles Chuck Brown is a. Okay, first of all, let's stop right there for a second. Charles Chuck Brown. I'm thinking Charlie Brown with this nonsense. I wanted to watch Wonder Woman because Batman v Superman. Okay, that was a good idea. Signal Man. Okay. Signal Man is a fictional supervillain appearing in American comic books published by DC. I know there's a disambiguation for this character's name. Philip Cobb was a gangster with big ideas. He came to Gotham City intent on hiring a gang of his own, blah, 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 blah. Ability, skilled hand-to-hand combat, wields very small compact weapons. Okay, he's called Signal Man, but, See, Clayface is legit. Clayface was a legit name. It actually works. Calendar Man? I think I get the whole concept of Golden Age of comics. So, you ladies want to see another Signal Man here. Yeah. This is the Signal Man I'm most familiar with. Right here. Calendar Man, that's gotta be the most absurd thing. Clayface and Mirror Master names make me laugh, but their powers are badass. Exactly, because Clayface is more of a threat. I mean, the dude lives up to his name. He can shapeshift into anything. And that's a threatening notion to consider right there. Calendar. I'll tell you why they remember Calendar Man. It's because I think it's because of the fact that okay, I've seen minifigures of Calendar Man at the Lego store because they still had stuff related to the Lego Batman movie. Another DC Comics villain. Calendar Man is a successful inventor capable of designing the machinery needed to deploy various schemes. His talents aid him as he pursues his obsession with quirks of the calendar, carefully planning and theming his crimes around holidays, weekdays, and seasons. Calendar Man is also an experienced hand-to-hand combatant, although his main reason for his success is his intelligence. In the latest incarnation, as written by Scott Snyder and Tom King in the pages of Batman Rebirth Special June 2016, the Calendar Man now ages with the seasonal weather of Gotham City. Every spring he is reborn, with his DNA altered, but retains his memories and then ages rapidly until until winter when he dies, only to be reborn again next spring by crawling from the husk of his own corpse. Wow. Just wow. Oh my god. Expert manipulator ages and rejuvenates according to the... So basically, Calendar Man in the Rebirth comics is just a jacked up phoenix. Kind of sense. Rapid aging, then he's born, then dies in the winter. He's born on January, dies in December, and is reborn again. Ages with the season, blah blah blah. Oh my god, like... Also, I'm looking at his art from Tim Sale. Holy crap. Why? No. No, fam. That's stupid. Like, you guys are talking about Calendar Man, right? Or are you talking about Clayface? Professor Pig. This looks interesting. I gotta see this. Professor Pig is a deranged schizophrenic who has developed an obsession with making people perfect, which he accomplishes by transforming them into dollatrons, a process that bonds a false doll and faces of their own, presumably permanently. Professor Pig uses cordless drills, hammers, and ice picks along with the doll faces in the process of converting his victims into dollatrons. No, screw Calendar Man at this moment. Let's talk about Professor Pig over here. Yes. Oh, and guess where he made his debut? Batman issue number 666. That doesn't scream Mark of the Beast, does it? No? Anyway. Grant Morrison and Andy Kubert created this guy. Oh yeah, we are crossing comic book territory around here, man. Like, I cannot. If you're new to the stream, welcome aboard. Also, if you want to keep this whole thing, if you want to keep the atmosphere going, I have links to my Discord. You can go to my general one, my Nier Automata one, or my Sonic Mania one. But yeah, this guy, he likes to make people perfect and give them doll faces and crap. The guy's real name is Laszlo Valentine or Valentine. I should be good at pronouncing by now. In Batman and Robin issue 2, he proclaims the Year of the Pig. At the end of the issue, as his minions capture Robin. It is revealed in issue 3 of Batman and Robin that Pig was attempting to release an addictive, identity-destroying drug from the form of a virus into Gotham through infected dollatrons. He initially sold the drug/virus to gangs who were using it to control prostitutes. Okay. Finally realizing its potential, he intended to hold the city for ransom. His plan is foiled when Batman, having extracted the whereabouts from Phosphorus Rex, confronts him at his hideout. Batman arrives at Pig's disused funfair hideout to discover Robin, who had previously run off after an argument there too. Robin, having just escaped from Pig's efforts to convert him into another Dollatron, works with Batman in subduing Pig. Pig is arrested and taken to Arkham Asylum, where he currently resides. He allies himself with the Circus of the Strange, including Mr. Toad, Phosphorus Rex, Big Top, and Siam. My pronunciation of some of these characters' names are terrible. Okay, Professor Pig I can take seriously. What good lord. Well, none of these hold a candle to Paris, France. I'm sorry. Paris, France is a shit name. See, these villain names, I can understand. Another villain in the Batman universe that intrigued me was the Mad Hatter. The reason being is because of the animated series. Like, the Mad Hatter, in a way, I kind of relate to him to a certain extent. He just likes things set up a certain way, and when he doesn't get his way, he just basically debilitates. The only problem with that is he tries to force it into his own way. The Mad Hatter, Jervis Tetch, is a fictional supervillain appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics, commonly as an adversary of the superhero Batman. He's modeled after the Hatter from the lunacy of Lewis Carroll's novel, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, a character often called Mad Hatter in adaptations of Carroll. The Mad Hatter is depicted as a scientist who invents and uses technological mind-controlling devices to influence and manipulate the minds of his victims. He's one of Batman's most enduring enemies and belongs to the collective of adversaries that make up Batman's rogues gallery. No. Yeah, Tetch is spelled with a T-E-T. It's spelled with 2 T's. Blacklock, one of the creators of this character, I think, also notes that when agitated, Tetch begins rhyming as a defense mechanism. Tetch often quotes and makes references to Carroll's Wonderland novels, and sometimes even fails to discern between these stories and reality. In addition to his obsession with Lewis Carroll, Tetch is also shown to have additional obsessions for hats. In Secret Six, he will not eat a piece of food that does not have a hat on it, and states that he is not interested in the sight of his naked teammate, Knockout, because she is not wearing a hat. In the graphic novel Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth, it is strongly implied that he is a pedophile. Well, Chris Hansen, you got your work cut out for, good sir. Yeah, especially with Mad Hatter over here. So I see you like dressing children as Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, why don't you have a seat over there? His storylines in Streets of Gotham, number 4 by Jeff Loeb, and Tim Sale's Batman Haunted Night also imply an unhealthy fixation on children, such as when he kidnaps a young Barbara Gordon and forces her into a tea party dressed as Alice, as well as kidnapping other runaway children and dressing them up like characters from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Holy shit. We're across non-ad-friendly territory here. Yeah, because Chris Hansen, you need to get this man. I don't think Batman... Yeah, Batman needs to take a breather and have that guy from Hansen vs. Predator show up. Like, are you mad? While growing up, Jervis Tetch never had any friends due to his appearance. In his adulthood, he became a neuroscientist, and at some point moves into a boarding house owned by Ella Littleton. There he befriends Ella's daughter, Connie, and her friends in her junior high school's computer club, sometimes helping them with their projects. A few years later, when Connie is in high school, she becomes pregnant. Fearing the reaction of her extremely strict mother, Connie lies to her and claims that she had been raped by someone other than her someone on her high school's baseball team, the Gotham Hawks. Ella, in turn, approaches Tetch for help and convinces him that the Gotham Hawks are bad kids. Tetch agrees to use his mind control technology on a member of her team, making him use a pipe bomb to kill the other. Damn. Although this is Tetch's first known criminal act, his involvement in the locker room bombing would not be discovered until years later. In his first appearance as the Mad Hatter, Tetch attempts to steal a trophy from the Gotham Yacht Club and begins a crime spree that ends when he is foiled by Batman. while he is trying to rob spectators from a high school horse show. Tetch is subsequently sent to Arkham Asylum, although his fate is not revealed until Detective Comics issue 510. The Mad Hatter is not seen again in the Golden Age of comic books. In the Silver Age of comic books, an imposter Mad Hatter appears and clashes with Batman many times. He is revealed as an imposter, and the Mad Hatter finally appears, claiming to have disposed of the imposter, although the imposter will return one last time in Detective Comics 573, 1987. He accompanied by several henchmen and a pet chimpanzee named Carol Lewis, although the Mad Hatter claims that the chimp refuses to tell him how it came to have that moniker. The Mad Hatter kidnaps Lucius Fox, the CEO of Wayne Tech. Although he holds Lucius Fox for ransom, the Mad Hatter also unveils a device allowing him to copy the knowledge in Fox's brain, which he intends to use to make an additional fortune. However, Lucius Fox is rescued by Batman, who also captures the Mad Hatter and his henchmen. Yeah, this guy. This man is obsessed with mind control. Yeah, Mad Hatter's a bit of a sicko. The guy's obsessed with Alice in Wonderland. He likes children. Ah. Now, here's one villain that caught my attention that I never heard of too much. Maxie Zeus. Now, this guy believes himself to be the reincarnation of the god of thunder. Of course, his background is an expertise in managing electricity. These supervillains, though. But the ones that seem the most legit would be the likes of the Joker, Mr. Freeze, Salvatore Maroni, the Russian, Rupert Thorne. I think I'm gonna be heading out. Gotta pack and get her. Thank you very much. It was great to have you here on this channel. I hope to see you on here again. Yeah, we jumped from Infinity War all the way to DC Comics territory right now. Batman has a very good assortment of criminals. But having these, well, by having this map does prove to be a little bit on the stressful side, don't you think? All things considered, Batman has some very great criminals to work with. So, I also heard that Harley Quinn is getting an animated series. But much unlike Batman, the animated series, this one is more adult-oriented and more adult-friendly. Japan Dimensional. To Miss Pandimensional, thank you for coming. Hope to see you again. Do not be a stranger next time. But oh my god, man. To Miss Kel, thank you so much for your subscribing to this channel. Like, thank you so much. But yeah, this is basically my setup over here on YouTube. Yes, it is great seeing you on here. Be sure to tell friends about yours truly. But, all things considered, dear Lord, let's cross into gaming territory and talk about what has been going on thus far. I think this also, on the Final Fantasy 15 side of things, episode Ignis is dropping soon. And right after the multiplayer campaign known as Comrades, which came out not too long ago. Now, I saw some gameplay footage, which unfortunately I can't show because monetization, and it seems like episode Ignis is going to play just like in their original campaign and in episode Gladio. Now, episode Prompto was more based on first to third person shooting and whatnot and taking pictures, and it dived into a much greater character focus on Prompto than anything else. Because like in the main campaign, Prompto was basically the guy that eased the tension around Final Fantasy 15, but was always serious when necessary. Now and from what I'm seeing is like we get a more serious take on him and how he came to be. The Brotherhood anime also did a fantastic job with it, and I thought it was really freaking cool. But yeah, back to the mysterious black dude with the straight hair looking at two Japanese school children trespassing on the stadium. All menacing like these guys should not be here. I'm going to put one of them in their places. Okay, that does not look right. Let's take all this out. Okay, so but yeah, personally, I wasn't Marvel didn't do very well with me unless it was like related to cartoon shows and cartoon shows, some video games, or in this case the cinematic universe. Comic books, on the other hand, were a bit of a different story. Like, I saw the death of Spider-Man, and Jesus, I was livid when I saw it too. And it's something I really don't want to go into full detail on either. But yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man especially, that was those were one of the comics I frequented a lot when it came to Marvel. I guess you could safely say Spider-Man was my go-to Marvel comic. I mean, yeah, you had the origin stories and whatnot. And his many romances. Not to mention the responsibility. Not to mention you had a much more down-to-earth take of heroism when you get your powers and stuff. And I think Spider-Man illustrates that perfectly. Now, concerning the previous Spider-Man movies up until Homecoming, those were the ones I cherished a lot. My personal favorite, of course, was the first Spider-Man 2, which was part of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man series. Spider-Man 3, on the other hand, got me asking questions like, what the heck is this? It was hard for me to say it was a bad movie, too. Even though a lot of people say otherwise, saying that, oh, Spider-Man 3 sucks. I mean, I don't blame them, but at the same time, I think it did, No, I have not seen Homecoming, unfortunately. But I do plan on seeing it when I get a chance. I really do want to see it. But from some of the scenes, it looks really good. And since this is an MCU flick, it's like, how can I pass this up? So when I get a chance, I'm going to watch Spider-Man Homecoming. And I will let you know how I truly feel about it. So yeah. Seki the Phantom just became a hero. Welcome to the Hero Emporium. Congratulations, you are now fighting the good fight. Thank you for being a subscriber. It is an honor to have you here. Welcome to the fold. I hope you like what you see on the channel. Congratulations. Welcome. Welcome to the place where heroes gather and have fun. Speaking of heroes, if you are in the live stream with me, you are witnessing me working on my comic, Wildcard Fighter. And in case you're wondering yes, the character that I am working on is black. Wait a second, what the heck? Why? Oh, why? The insanity. Okay. No. Let's add in another layer to color in the eyes. that way. But yeah, but yeah, Seki, if you're anywhere inside this chat room, we have been talking about comic books this whole time. We've been talking about Infinity War. We've been talking about freaking heroes and villains with crazy names. Like, jeez Louise. We've been all over the place with comic book characters and comic book movies, comic books in general. Something that I think I should basically be far more invested in than usual. Now then, let's see what you can do. Huh. Color margin is terrible. Let's fix that, shall we? Is there a link to my Twitter? My Twitter name should be on the description on the bottom of... should be in this description below. Showa the Great 13. No, Showa the Great... Wait. Showa the Great 85. Seki the Phantom, welcome to the fold. It's great to see you on here. How are you? Alright. Let's hope the color margins are nice and on point, as they ought to be. Good. Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. But yeah, so I have a question to ask you, and for all the new people that are just now coming in. Has anyone seen the Infinity War trailer? Anyone? Any newcomers? Now, the ones who I've already talked to, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. But for the new people in town, have you seen the Infinity War trailer? Do you think it's awesome? Do you think it sucks? Just let me know. Ugh. Well, you guys have... So yeah, that said, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one because, oh boy, I will say this though. If there is like a campsite near the movie theaters for this movie, I'm going to be scared. But yeah, earlier we were talking about villain names and stuff and how crazy some of them were because Golden Age of comics. Then we were talking about the Killing Joke, and we were talking about Paris Franz and why he should never be taken so seriously. Like, he never had a reason to be taken seriously. You know, to think of it. But Thanos is here to stay and ready to play. That's a good one right there. Like, he's coming for the Infinity Stones, and he's coming for the asses of the Avengers, or anyone that stands in his way. Because, like, yeah, I think he's done waiting. And he knows that we are done waiting. Oh my god. But yeah. In keeping up with the themes here, in keeping up with the theme of comics, what would you guys like to bring to the table in that? What else would you guys want to bring to the table here? Because, like, this is a good day to be a comic book fan if you are one. Hmm. Somebody get this man a and someone get that man a shield. That had to be one of the best lines in this trailer next to, "We know each other. He's a friend from work." Boy. Well, DC is doing a great job with DC Dark Knight Metal event. DC Dark Knight Metal event. Dark Knight Metal event, huh? Okay, really, let me check that out real quick. Okay, it's a monthly comic published by DC Comics that began in June 2017 and is scheduled to last until February of next year. Dark Knight's Metal is part of a large crossover storyline which includes the eponymous 6-issue core miniseries and a number of tie-in books. The plot was written by Scott Snyder with art by Greg Capullo, Jonathan Glapion, and FCO Placencia. The story closely links with Snyder and Capullo's run on Batman during the New 52 DC relaunch. The story involves Batman discovering a dark multiverse that exists beneath the core DC multiverse, and it's revealed that the dark multiverse is connected to the core multiverse through mysterious metals that Batman has encountered over the years. His investigations eventually result in him releasing 7 evil versions of himself from the dark multiverse that invade Earth. Bruce. I don't think that's you, Bruce, but you done messed up. I'm gonna be honest here. This might ruffle a few feathers of any fan of Marvel and DC, because this is what's been bothering me a lot as somebody who reads comics. DC and Marvel are guilty of creating this whole multiverse concept. Now, I understand why, but to an extent, I kind of understand why they do this. Oftentimes to make a story modern and appealing to the fans of that generation, or to help extend the story. So I guess at the grand scheme of things, it does go both ways, but at the same time, I kind of wonder if they really are trying to attract new people doing this, because it feels complex, and it feels like something that only someone who has hung around with any of these comic book publishers for such a long time will grasp. Like when everything's changed or whatever, it's like, I don't know. I guess it's just confusing in my honest opinion. And I know this is kind of an uncomfortable thing to say, especially around comic book fans. But it's like, oh my god, man. It depends on the writer at that time. That is true. I mean, it could be. It's kind of a double, but to me, it's kind of a double-edged sword also, because it's like, on one hand, you got somebody that's doing a good job with the writing, but on the other hand, it's like, what the hell is this guy do? What the hell is this guy doing? What the hell is she doing? It's like this doesn't, this right here don't, this don't feel ultra right. Got the proportions correct, because this is Rie's arm. But yeah, as I was saying, you got people who write good, and then when you continue the story with another writer or so, and I'm just using that as an example, and if you're not careful, like, chances are it's going to suck. If you want to check out designs for Dark Multiverse Batman, it's rad. You got me checking out all of the designs for these characters, especially like Batman. Okay, I'm gonna take a good look at, holy shit. Okay, like, you guys are seeing this, right? Like, these are the Batman designs, right? For Dark Knight Metal. Like, I'm checking them out right now, and good God. Seriously, these guys look like they're about to kill you in one fell swoop. And I like how they're all saying, "I'm right here." I think like one of them looks like the God of Death, and then you got another one that looks like I think it was like Doomsday. Yeah. These are looking rather savage here. Like, oh my God. Boy, what the heck is this? Okay, let's look at another set of... Man. Also, I like this pirate back lady here. She's got like a steampunk slash pirate design slash Halloween get up looking here and whereas these motherfuckers over here look like they're about to kill you like nice and quick. Like these two Batmen are like on the far left. 10 out of 10. But yeah, like the two on the far left of this picture, like they look like they are in tune with the Speed Force of some kind, and that's not looking pretty good. They look like they can kill somebody or bring about the end of the world right there just by standing here. Like, okay, so this is what we got. The Drowned, the Dawnbreaker, the Murder Machine, the Batman who... Oh. Okay, how come we got two Devastators here? Someone done goofed. Metal is getting a soundtrack. Wow. You want to know what would be really interesting? Is if I go to a convention and I see somebody cosplaying as any of those. I'm pretty sure that has already happened the minute that the Dark Knight's Metal event began. And then we got this right here. Yeah, man, Bruce Wayne is out of his damned mind right now. No, that's a little too far. But yeah, those designs are looking a little bit nightmarish. I don't think those are the last things I want to see before I go to sleep. Because that'd be really scary and I'd be pissing myself. Whew. Oh god, if I see those cosplays. If I see those cosplays, I might explode. Dude. I'm gonna be taking pictures, but those are not gonna be the things I want to see before I go to bed. I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of dude. Because I did that before, seeing something completely nightmarish, and when I went to sleep, I had night terrors, and I was like, oh no, fam, we are not doing this. I'm like, boy, why though? Okay, now to finalize this. Did all of this. And this will be page 90. The origins are messed up, most of them, but are awesome. Is that right? I'm gonna be in for a long, long read if that's going to be the case. Either that or they're gonna handle their expositions and backstories like really great. The origins are just one-shot tie-ins. Wow. Like, Batman and the JLA are probably going to be in for the fight of their life, dealing with the many versions of the Bat. I guess the one-shot tie-ins would be a good way to tell the story anyway, because, like, it helps get. I think it'll better help give us an understanding on who these guys are and why they're here. What's their reason other than to crack a few skulls? All right. All right. For anyone who plays video games, what genres do you like specifically? RPGs, shooters, action games, strategies, MMOs, MMORPGs, board games. Alrighty. I think we're going to conclude this broadcast for today. A big shout out to everyone who has subscribed and has participated into this live stream. You guys are really amazing, and I'm very glad to have seen you guys. To all my new subscribers, welcome to the fold. Welcome aboard. You'll be seeing a lot more of these in the foreseeable future, including a few Showa talks and all that, and yours truly drawing. So, therefore, again, many thanks to you guys. I will catch you in the next one. This is Showa60 signing off. Jane!